We've talked about getting into top law schools with top GPA, top LSAT, or other third party independent criteria. What if someone is not going to get into the top 14? They just don't have the numbers, don't have the resume. Are there any particular standout legal programs that students might want to look into?
I think the first thing to look at is, a lot of students, I know that in this industry, we look at, T14 on a lot of forums and blogs. People talk about T14. I don't really know why the 14 ever became the cutoff. That's a little strange to me. I think that there are plenty of schools that are wiggling in and out of that bottom of that range that are fairly good. So beyond that quibble, and beyond those fewer, I kind of think of it like Premier League soccer, where there's teams getting relegated at the bottom and coming back in and kind of on a rotating basis. But beyond that, I think that there are schools that specialize in certain areas of law. Most students that I talk to don't really have that specialty, though, and so aren't really ready, or I wouldn't advise them to pigeonhole themselves at that time. So the advice I would give is there are a lot of students who will say, all right, so I grew up in Florida, and I talk to a lot of people who say, well, much rather if I were working in Orlando, have a University of Florida law degree than I would have a Harvard law degree. And some people could think that's facetious, but alumni communities are extremely important. And when every top lawyer in the area comes from your school, that can really matter. I have a friend who went to LSU for law school, and he works in Baton Rouge, and that's where everyone went to law school there, and one or two other local regional schools. So this is something I see a little bit less pronounced, but still on the West Coast. If you're going to be in law school in UCLA or Berkeley or Stanford, Stanford's maybe a little different, and those are all very high-ranking schools, but there are plenty of examples of law schools in the area where if you're going to practice in San Francisco or LA or wherever the location is, it makes more sense for your career if you know you're going to be in that area, your family lives there, or there's a locus of a particular industry there, right? So if you're in Houston and you want to do oil and gas law or something, then that's something that can help you either with a regional specialty or a subject area specialty. But I advise students to stay away from the subject area specialty, just because generally an incoming 1L doesn't know anything about law school other than what they teach in first year of law school.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.